Hello, everybody. Dan here with the Wealth Instinct. I wanted to share with you my latest article. Should you have an exit strategy when you start a business? But first, if you could do me a favor and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon, that way you'll get notifications. I write a lot of articles about business and personal development. So this is I think, a really important thing to consider when you're starting a business. I actually went through a kind of a painful experience several years ago. I had been building my business for about 5 years, and it was very much a passion project. In the back of my mind, I did want to make a lot of money, but I decided that the money wasn't important. I just wanted to do something that was fun, that I was passionate about, where I could help people. And I loved it. I loved the lifestyle I created. I loved the business. It was very successful, to the point where I didn't really have to work in the business anymore. I had a team that ran it. But I got to be there and hang out and just have fun, and it was just really great experience. Um, but there was a lot going on in 2018. I won't get into all the details, but taking care of my dad and running the business and just so much going on and feeling like I needed to grow my business, but also have more free time at the same time. And this option came up to buy this other business, but I needed to sell mine, and so I spent several months going through the process of getting qualified for a loan and being in escrow and going over the books of this other business and trying to find a seller for mine. And honestly, it was heartbreaking. Like I still remember, there were some things about the deal that didn't look good, and ultimately it didn't go through, and because I decided it couldn't. I mean, the bank was like, yeah, we'll do it, but you got to be in 100%, and it didn't seem right. But really, it was heartbreaking. I remember being there one night and being there with one of my main trainers, and the place was packed. Everyone was having a great time, and I was just heartbroken because I hadn't told anyone, and I couldn't tell them because, well, I felt like I couldn't tell them it. You know, how do you tell someone that you're about to sell that you what you built, and they're going to have a new boss, and the clients are going to have a new owner? It's like it was just tearing me apart, and ultimately I ended up not selling it. And once I made that decision to stick with it, my stress levels just dropped. But I came across this quote recently from Mark Cuban, and actually I was watching Shark Tank, and he made this comment that he says, never, what do you say, don't start a company unless it's an obsession, something you love. If you have an exit strategy, it's not an obsession. But so many people always say always have an exit strategy. So what's the right answer, right? Like, I think in order to build a successful business, you've got to be passionate. And if you're thinking just about how am I getting out, how am I going to sell, you're not going to build a business that's worth selling, right? And you're not going to really enjoy it. You're not going to be in this for the right reasons. So I think you've got to be obsessed. You've got to be passionate. You shouldn't be thinking, um, about your exit strategy too much, but you should go in with your eyes open and have kind of build it in a way that makes it able to be sold if you decided to, right? So you want to think about what makes a business valuable, like, right? Obviously, like, an income stream is like, what makes a business value. And if you can remove yourself from the business and have some guaranteed income stream for the new buyer, that right there has value. But that big assumption is that you can remove yourself and maintain the income stream, right? So some businesses are valuable because they have real estate. Maybe they have a lot of equipment. They might have some proprietary formula. Um, some just have value in their brand. They just stick their name on something and you can raise the price, right? Like, maybe they have big customer lists that they can market to, right? And that's one of the big values of digital online marketing, is having a list a targeted list that you can market to. So it's something to think about, is what specifically about your business is valuable, and what do you want to build to create value. So there's a really good book I recommend called Built to Sell by John Warrillow. And it kind of goes through the story of a guy who decides to sell his business. He kind of goes through the whole drama, right? And decides to sell his business, but realizes he can't. Even though his business is making money, he can't sell it. So this is something a lot of people don't realize. Like selling a business is not like selling a car. It's not like selling a house. Like the market is much smaller, and when you can't separate yourself from the business, then you can't really sell it because you can't sell yourself, right? Like, or you wouldn't want to, right? So this is a really great book. I highly recommend checking it out. I won't try to teach you everything he teaches, but even if you don't have a business, even if you're not planning to sell it, this is a good book just to kind of put things in perspective. It's really worth checking out just so that you can build your business in a way that makes it easier to sell if you decide to. So other than that, I've got this link here. If you are interested in learning about business, I definitely recommend checking out the Entre Institute. Follow Jeff Lerner, follow his content, join his Facebook group. This link will show you his video, and it's the best resource I found. There's so many different um, classes online and so many different people teaching you how to start a business. This is the best one I found. He really just narrows down on what works and gives a very balanced perspective. And I think just going through his introductory course, the Entre Blueprint, will give you a much better idea of what opportunities are available and if it makes sense for you. So like if you're at a point where you're not sure, you're thinking about it, that can be really helpful. Or if you know that's what you want, then I would definitely go check it out. So click that link. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click the subscribe button and click the bell icon, and we'll talk soon.